Welcome to another edition of Wildcat Weekly with head coach Sean Miller, back for the start of Pac-12 play Saturday night. Arizona State at McKale Center, tip-off at 7:30. The Wildcats coming off a 2-week break, not entirely away from basketball, but a good time to get away. And coach, maybe that's a good place to start. 2 weeks between games, the guys had a chance to get away, get basketball out of their system for a while, but now back for this past week. What have been some of the emphasis you've had with the guys in the recent practices?
Well, you're right, Brian. It has been some time since we've played, and part of that is just the beginning of our conference schedule. This year, we happen to play, our partner, Arizona State. So because of that, not only do we only have the one game, but the game falls on a Saturday. So, instead of it being more of a 10-day break, it becomes 14. But there are some real positives for our team because I think if you do the inventory, you got 9 guys playing just about every game. 7 of them weren't here a year ago. Now that we have 13 games under our belt and our non-conference season is completed, it allows us to really identify a few areas to be better at. And I think those areas are, we definitely have to improve our defensive rebounding. It doesn't fall on one person, it falls on our team. I think the second thing is just our fouls per game. And you look at some of the times that we fouled, it's really hurt our team. And, that's a discipline issue where we can foul less and be better on defense. And I think offensively, we've been doing some things really well, but our shot selection at times has hurt us. And, you take quick, bad shots, it's almost like a turnover. It hurts your offense, but it also hurts your defense. And just making sure that our team is aware of those 3 areas, and I think that will give us our best chance to be successful moving forward.
Would the good news be that all 3 of those areas are fixable, that you've got the talent on your roster that they can, if they follow your game plan, that they can improve in all 3 of those areas?
Fouling and our ability to take better shots, 100%, no question about it. And I think that with all things that you try to get better at, it comes incrementally. You don't go from 0 to 100, or we did this poorly, but now we're great at it. It takes one player understanding, improving, and then it becomes 3, and then you kind of have a group of guys can show evidence that we're getting better in those areas. And that's really what it's about. I mean, you talk about improvement and development, a staff working really closely together with a team. That's how it happens. So my hope is that to your question, that we can really do those 2 things. The rebounding issue, no doubt we can be better. That's something that isn't as easy to solve, and we have to do it as a group. We've had guards here, Brian, and we've talked over the years about those types of players: Kadeem Allen, T.J. McConnell, Nick Johnson. Those are smaller players, but one of the things they did very quietly is they rebounded real well. Gabe York, for example, I can remember him having a double-figure rebounding game, and us, applauding him doing it because those guys on this year's team that really have to contribute to our overall rebounding.
I want to ask you more about shot selection, and in particular for the young guys that come into Division I basketball for the first time, and they get into the heat of the game and so on, and how difficult that is to learn that part of the game, to find their best shot or find their teammate with the best shot, because in high school they probably didn't have to go through that.
No question about it. And the other part, Brian, is this isn't an equal opportunity situation where the shot for player A is a good one, but player C, that's a good shot for him, so it's a good shot for me. I think what you learn in basketball is that everybody has different sets of skills and talents. And it's up to not only us as a staff, but them as individual players to learn and identify what is it that I do well that helps my team win. And he's a great 3-point shooter. You look at his percentages, that's why. You know what, I'm not really as good of a 3-point shooter, so the ones I'm going to take are going to be very selective, and I'm going to take less of them. And I think those are the things that we're talking about. The other part about shot selection is when you take good ones, usually the ball moves. You have people making the unselfish one more pass. You have multiple players having high assist games. So, that's the other byproduct of getting good shots, where you have a really unselfish group looking for each other. And there are times this year when we've done it, it's been fun to watch. There are times when we haven't done it as well, and I think we're trying to get away from that second part.
Saturday night opens the 18-game Pac-12 schedule. What is different about the Pac-12 this year in your mind, if there is anything different?
I think our conference from top to bottom is stronger and better. We have so many teams that have had successful non-conference seasons and bring a winning record to conference play. I know we have a number of teams that right now, early on, had a goal of being in March Madness, and you know what, here we are in January, that goal is still in place. So with that, I think that we're going to have games of meaning all the way through, and you know, being able to win at home, being able to fight hard on the road. It should be a fun conference season, but I do think our conference is much stronger than we were a year ago.
Stone Gettings has missed the last 5 ball games. Will he be back Saturday?
He will, and you know, to Stone's credit, he's been patient, but also very deliberate with working towards returning, and we're excited to have him back. He makes us an overall better team, and not just in games, Brian, but he's an older player. He's a smart player. He's a guy that is very unselfish, and it's nice to have him a part of what we do every day. You know, in practice, in shoot-arounds, in our meetings. You know, he disappeared for a while, and you could tell we're a much overall better unit and group with him as part of things.
Look forward to the Pac-12 slate, Wildcats, Sun Devils. It all begins Saturday night, 7:30 at McKale Center, and we'll see you next time on Wildcat Weekly.